First.
Parents across Metro Atlanta remain uneasy tonight, and it's hard to blame them, especially when students are still being arrested and charged for calling in threats following last week's tragedy. Atlanta News First Bridget Spencer is live outside Rome High School, one of the schools impacted. And Bridget, parents went to a school board meeting tonight demanding change in all this.
Right, Blair, these threats are going on. They're happening all around Metro Atlanta right now. Police did make some arrests over the last couple of days, but tonight at the school board meeting, we did learn that they are hiring more officers. In fact, they just hired one new school resource officer expected to patrol right here at Rome High School. On Friday, police arrested a Rome City School student for threatening to shoot up Rome High School, coming on the heels of the Appalachia High School shooting, while parents in Rome noticeably alarmed.
There were a lot of parents who are concerned about the way the September 6th lockdown was handled.
At a school board meeting Tuesday, some said the communication could have been a lot better.
Some parents received texts regarding a precautionary lockdown while others did not. Some who did not received message about other events.
We got safety updates from the Rome Police Department before our superintendent.
The chief of police says the lockdown was precautionary and there was no imminent threat that day.
A young man had made a threat, but he was not at school on Friday, and he was able to be apprehended and charged. We were under investigation. There was nothing really to be said at that point, and the child wasn't at school, and we had security around the school.
Rome City Schools declined to comment, acknowledging what the police chief has said. But the school district is asking parents to keep a close watch on their children's social media activity to stop the threats from circulating. And school leaders say they will take all threats seriously.
My children attended Rome City School. My grandchildren graduated and also attended Rome City School. So that special place for me is paramount.
Now, parents are understandably concerned. In fact, yesterday they were placed on another lockdown here at Rome High School and Rome Middle Schools, which are actually right next to each other. So parents certainly have a lot of concerns that all of this is happening. But Rome police are trying to put parents at ease, especially after hiring that new school resource officer out here. We're live in Rome tonight. Bridget Spencer, Atlanta News First.
Some taxiway turbulence.